Hi you guys, my name's Melanie and today I'm going to be talking about Demi color specifically for under eyes, okay? When it comes to under eyes, number one, isn't under eyes the most common area that we have excess color? No matter how much or little makeup we normally wear, the under eyes is a very, very common area that has some excess color that we'd like to neutralize or filter out, okay? Not only is it the center of our face, very close to our eyes, but this skin right here under your eyes is also very thin, which means the veins and the blood vessels are very close to the surface, which is probably the biggest reason why the excess color is so prominent under most people's eyes. And under most people's eyes, this color is usually dark. It's usually dull, dark, and often shadowy. I'm going to get up close and personal. I have this camera angled kind of at a downward angle so that you guys can really see the color that we're working with. Although sometimes the color under your eyes, if you see, can appear slightly red or even purple. We know we're dealing with the body's vascular system. We all bleed blue, and the excess color when it comes to dark, shadowy, dull areas is always blue. Okay, so when we're using the color wheel, we are going to find blue right here on the color wheel, and we go directly across and we're dealing with orange. Some people's dark under eyes, and you guys, under eyes, along with all of the other excess color on your face, kind of changes day to day depending on your nutrition, your lifestyle, the amount of sleep that you got. So it's not a one size fits all. It's not going to be exactly the same every single day. So keep that in mind as well. But we are going to come over and we're going to be in this orange family. If it's not super, super dark and it has a little bit more purple excess color, you may be in the orange yellow range. But we're going to be in this range when it comes to most people's under eyes. All right, let's get started. You want to keep in mind, only touch the product directly to the area that you want to filter out and not to the skin around it, okay? We are going to be very precise and only filter out the area of distraction, okay? I'm going to be using the very, very, very tiny end of the spot brush so that I can get right where I want it. And remember, tiniest bit of product is all you need. I'm going to be using my mirror, but also showing you guys up close and personal how amazing this product is and instant results. Okay, so we're gonna go just in this inner corner, right in my tear duct area, where it is the darkest, dullest, most shadowy color, okay? Very tiny bit of product. I'm gonna flip over, no product on this end, and I'm just going to feather lightly press that product right into that area that I want it to be. Just like so. Look at that, you guys. I've only applied it in that tiny area right there and nowhere else, and you can instantly see that that excess blue color is gone. Okay. Moving to a few other areas right there, and you're gonna see that I intentionally am not gonna get up right at my lash line, okay? This area right along my lash line is naturally shadowy, naturally a little bit darker, but for me that's also a very common area that just because of the way your eye is structured, that's the common area that can create some texture, some creasing, and often the area that it looks really actually unnatural to make that area right along your lash line super light and bright and filtered out. It's much more natural. Your eyes are going to appear a lot more wide open if you leave that alone, or even use a little bit of Demi Sculpt along your lash line and kind of just enhance the shadow that's already there naturally. So I am not going to go right up to the lash line. I'm just going to, again, flip the brush over, feather lightly, pressing that product right there where I want it and nowhere else. And look how I spot filtered about 2 teeny tiny areas And just instantly, just with that, look at the difference. You see that? See that dark excess blue shadow there that is no longer on the other side? Isn't that crazy? Okay, so as I move down into this trough area, it gets a little less dark, a little less blue, and maybe slightly into the purple range. So that's where I'm going to go with a yellow-orange color. I'm going to incorporate a little bit of yellow into what I'm using so that I can filter out that little bit of purple that is going to be excess in the areas that are not quite as dark, okay? And I like to call this the area, the line of demarcation. You guys, it's almost like the trough where you have a pretty distinct line that kind of comes down and really shapes that eye socket. So right here on this side of that eye socket, I don't have that excess color. So I don't want to place the product on this side of the eye socket, only on this side of the eye socket where that excess color is present. So remember, only in the areas that you need it and nowhere else. Pressing that product feather lightly into that area and nowhere else. Crazy, right? So an area that you may have thought was a little bit distracting, like over here, over here, really down low, if you just focus on those couple of most distracting areas, which for me are just right in that inner tear duct area, you'll find that this just like disappears all on its own without even applying any product or overdoing the makeup in areas that you don't need it.